Welcome back to Apex 33. 33s are no stranger to the racetrack. We've seen many, there are lots out there, and on the tarmac they're very, very competitive, and there's more and more coming out. But what is unusual is a 33 rally car. There's only, well, now there's 2 in the UK. Up until last year there was 3. So Adrian Mayle, who is known as RS Fruitbat, he rallies a 33, lower engine, 16 valve, and he's very competitive. We have a 33 rally car here with a bit of a difference. So this is Dave Barbara's 33 rally car. He's owned it for a long time. It was originally a 4-wheel drive 33 permanent 4. So as you know, 16 valve, 1.7 4-wheel drive Alfa Romeo 33. Dave wanted more power. He looked into a 2-litre conversion, very expensive. So what can we do? There's a bit of a clue here as to what he's done. Can you work out what the guy's done? So let's drop a Subaru engine in, because flat 4, we've kept the flat 4 design, low centre of gravity, and you haven't got to have bulges coming out the bonnet when you put a bigger engine in. Amazing. So he's gone for an Impreza engine, so we've got 2-litre turbo. He's got the T5 turbo on it, so slightly upgraded. He's running 280 horsepower. Incredible when you think that the permanent 4 that it was is quite literally half that, very accurately to half. So he's reduced the weight because he's made it a rally car, he's increased the power by 100%, and that was his plan. Let's go 2-litre turbo. But why stop there? Another clue as to what else he's done. We've got 5 studs on a 33. So half of you have probably guessed it. All of the 4-wheel drive system, all of the gearbox assembly, everything underneath this car is Impreza turbo. There's not a lot of Alfa left. In fact, we've gone through this car with Dave. All that's left of the 33, apart from a couple of body panels, but even they've been modified, the unmodified parts of this car are the headlights, the grille heart, and half of the scuttle panel. Everything else is 33. Oh, and the rear lights. The rear lights are still 33 unmodified. This is an Impreza with a 33 shell dropped on it. And he's managed to get the weight down to just over a ton. It only weighs 1,080 kilos. In fact, with new legislations coming out this year, he's got to add 200 kilos to it to carry on competing. In fact, a 2.5 litre engine is on the cards. He last raced it just 6 weeks ago. He had a clutch issue, but he finished. He's running 4-pot 300mm Tarox front and rear brakes. The thing stops when you hit that pedal. There's a lot of modifications on this machine. Don't film that. Dave races this with Christian Davies. They're both in the army. They race this to advertise the motorsport army, and they're both doing quite well. Christian's only joined Dave in the last 12 to 18 months. Christian's the navigator, and apparently he does a very good job. Did all of his training on the PlayStation, and it just works. The two of them have got a good relationship, and they really do well on the rally stages. They're up against things that they shouldn't be up against. They're up against things that this car punches above its weight. They're up against Celica GT4s and Audi Quattros and things like that. But the thing holds its own, it really does. Right, so here you can see there's nothing Alfa left under here. We've got different cross members down here. We've got brake cooling ducts. We've got a couple of little radiators that are actually from a modified quad bike, and those radiators are ducted into the intercooler. So it's so clever the way it's all plumbed in. The amount of work under here is incredible. So it has to run an intercooler, otherwise it would just blow itself to bits. That intercooler assembly, so it's air cooling down water, and then that water cools down the air going into the engine, and it really does drop the temperature by a couple of dozen degrees. We've got very, very clever suspension setup. They're Subaru Impreza struts. Of course, why would they not be Subaru Impreza struts? We've got individual dampening control. Sadly, these are no longer available, so Dave is looking after these quite nicely. They take a lot of setting up, but to control the dampening is incredible. We've got an electric power steering pump. It's still a hydraulic power steering setup, but the pump is electronic. And he's done a pedal box conversion. His last race, he did have issues with the clutch, but other than that, in the last 10 years of racing, he's only had 2 DNFs, and the last one was clutch related. Although saying that, they did actually still finish, just not competitively in the last race. So when he had the Alfa engine, the front end is all quick release, everything just pops off. He could do an engine out, engine in change in 3 hours. This is a bit more technical, a bit more involved, but he's still got a lot of quick release things going on. He can still do an engine change in the same day. So he's really gone to town to make sure it's quick access. And just the quality of the work's incredible, isn't it?